these are the best heroes in Marvel Rivals right now that is actually backed up by the data. Now, we're going to use information from rivalsmeta.com. There's a link to this in the video description below. Basically, they're scraping all of the win rate data across all of the game from competitive and from quick play. So we're going to take a look at this. And I think this will be quite surprising because some heroes here, I think, honestly, you'll be shocked. So let's just get stuck straight into this. Firstly, we're going to take a look at competitive, and then we will take a look at quick play as well. Because competitive isn't the be-all and end-all, but the only thing with competitive is you generally get players looking to play more meta comp, so it does give you an idea as to who is like really strong, whereas I guess quick play is a little bit more casual, so you don't tend to get those kind of ultra meta team comps, but it's still applicable. So let's just break all of this down. So this is looking at competitive across all ranks, and you will see that Storm is an S tier hero with a 57.31% win rate on a 17.73% pick rate. Now, you'll notice she has a really high ban rate. She's got a 38% ban rate. That is insane. She is being banned out across the game. Now, obviously, bans only affect in Diamond and above, and the lobby has to all be Diamond as well. Because if you're on the periphery of Diamond and Plat, then you'll notice that actually you don't get the ban mechanic in the game if you've got any gold players. Everyone has to be a diamond, I believe that's the function. So yeah, but this comes as no surprise. I mean, Storm is giga buff this season. Her projectiles move faster. She's doing more damage. She's got more survivability after she uses her ultimate, and her ultimate is literally game winning. Because unless you've got a defensive ultimate ready to go, like Lunar Snows or Mantises, and even they struggle sometimes, you've got Storm who's just going to delete your back line almost every single fight. It is massively powerful. So we're seeing Storm get banned out very frequently across the game, but she is by far the best DPS. So I guess the advice here is, if you can play Storm, or maybe if you can't even play Storm, maybe playing Storm all the way up until Diamond is probably a really good play. And if she's not actually banned at Diamond level and above, well, then play Storm. She's really strong. Next up is Rocket. Rocket has got almost the same win rate as Storm, and this is mega. So I really like Rocket, and Rocket has had he got a bit of a bad rap in season 1 because it's like, well, his ultimate's not the best, and what's Rocket really doing? He's just a heal bot and yada yada yada. But actually what we've worked out is Rocket is incredibly good because he effectively turns almost every single team fight into a 6v7 with a very good respawn placement. So if you obviously place if you place it in a stupid position and it gets destroyed, well, then that's not great. But if you place it in a good position, you lose a teammate at the start of a fight, they get respawned and can join the fight. And I think what's happened is, as players learn to play around Rocket's abilities, and even just the abilities of heroes in the game, they realize, oh, if you've got a Rocket, if I die, I'm probably going to get the res. And it does actually tell you with the in-game UI that the res is ready to go. And then you can, you get ready. You don't just go AFK. Because I noticed at the beginning of the game back in Season 0, people would just not even realize they're being res. And this happened to me as well. I think, oh, I'm dead. So you sort of take your hands off the keyboard or put down the controller. Actually, no, you're not dead because you're respawning in Rocket's thingy. So it's like, oh, God. So yeah, Rocket's really good. But the other thing with Rocket is he has got a massive healing buff. He now does 70 healing per second with his heal. That is incredible. And also, it's a really good ranged heal. So, when you get really good with this, you can bounce it off walls and get it into places where other healers find it super hard to heal. I mean, effectively, you've got a heal over time that doesn't really depend on line of sight. Whereas if you look at heroes like Mantis, you obviously need to see the hero to even apply the heal over time to begin with. Rocket can bail people out of bad positions. And I will also say about Rocket's ultimate as well. Yeah, it's not the best ultimate, but it actually is quite good at securing team fights. Again, if it doesn't get destroyed. It is a decent ultimate, but really what you're looking at with Rocket is he's got good individual survivability. He's got trash damage. His damage is not great. You need to be an absolutely cracked Rocket player to be doing loads of damage, because the problem is you either heal or you do damage, and you need to be healing because there's a lot of damage out there on the field already. So you're pumping heals, you've got good ranged healing, you can heal yourself as well, you've got good movement, you can double dash, you can dash vertically wherever you want to go, you can wall climb as well, or wall run, I suppose we should call it, and you're just really good. And also, when you've got, you're seeing gameplay footage in the back of this video, when you're playing with Punisher or Winter Soldier, the team up ability is really strong because it just gives them infinite ammo. It's more stronger, I think, with Punisher than it is with Winter Soldier, just because Winter Soldier is more sort of mobile and wants to get into a fight, whereas Punisher can set up positions. But Rocket is so powerful. again, look at these win rates. 55.8% win rate, 25.98% pick rate, and only a 0.61 ban rate. And he's actually been played in 144,000 matches so far this season in competitive. That is bonkers. Like, he is one of the most played heroes. He's got one of the best win rates, and he's hardly ever banned. What I think we'll start seeing, though, is he will get banned at higher levels, because he's just, I mean, even if you ignore his healing, which is really good, the fact that he can respawn people in a team fight is incredibly strong. And I suppose, like, when you throw stuff in, like, you look at Overwatch and go, oh, well, Mercy's got a res. I suppose Adam Warlock's a comparison with Mercy, I guess. But let's just focus on the res mechanic. The fact that you respawn from a destructible item that the enemy team can destroy if they find, I think is quite good balance for the res mechanic, instead of, obviously, the Overwatch approach. Mercy just going in and popping a res. Yeah, so I think he's really strong for that. I think he's a really good hero. If you are a support player, which I think, to be honest, that's what I'm basically maining strategist now. I'm trying to weave Rocket into more of my games, because you're just going to win more games. He's actually insane. Okay, so the third most played hero is Peni Parker. She's got a 53.56% win rate. That's off the back of an 18.49% pick rate. And again, basically 0.49% ban rate. She's never really getting banned, Peni Parker. And it's been played in 102,000 games. Now, I don't think my commentary can be too detailed on Peni Parker. I've not played Peni Parker that much, but obviously I've played against her a lot. And I think a few things are quite obvious. She's very good in certain scenarios. If you're looking at area control, area denial, she's really strong. If you want to get onto a point and not get removed from that point, she's very, very strong. So, yeah, again, a lot of this comes down to players. You need to destroy her deployables. If you don't, then she's going to be really strong and hard to get off the point. I think as well, Peni can almost function as a solo tank, again, depending on the type of map. Although, I still wouldn't put her sort of up to Doctor Strange's level in the overall sort of power of the hero. But definitely early game, early season, we're seeing her as like the tank with the highest win rate, which is absolutely bonkers. So the hero with the fourth highest win rate in competitive is Mantis. Again, Mantis is just really strong. You get a lot from Mantis. Like, if you compare Mantis back to Rocket, for example, Mantis has been nerfed this season, so her passive speed isn't as much as it used to be. But you've still got really good damage output. You've still got that ability to deal with duelists as they're trying to kill you, because you can stun them and then kill them with your damage. You've got very awesome healing over time that's very easy to apply. You've also got a damage boost. You can damage boost yourself, and your ultimate is really strong. It's not as good as Luna Snow's, but it's still really strong. So, again, Mantis, we're seeing her very highly played. Again, she's got a 53.46% win rate, 19.76% pick rate, and only a 2.46% ban rate. Now, one of the things you'll notice with the ban rates with these heroes, some heroes have got infinitely high ban rates and some are quite low. Even though maybe you'd like to ban them, you can only ban a certain number of heroes at the diamond level and above. And let's be real, you're not going to ban Mantis, you're not going to ban Rocket, you're going to ban Storm, you're going to ban the DPS and the duelist heroes that can just take over the lobby. So that's why you see these heroes, even though they're really strong, they have like not a very high ban rate. And the hero with the fifth highest win rate is Magik. Now, Magik hasn't really been buffed this season at all, but I think what we're seeing with Magik is she's really good at dealing with the backline, she's really good at dealing with other duelists as well. And I think she benefits if you've got Rocket on your team in a big way, because you can sort of like YOLO yourself into the enemy team. It almost doesn't matter if you die, because you know you're going to get the respawn. But anyway, there's a lot more complexity to her. But what we're looking at here is a 53.41% win rate, and that again is massively high. And she's only got an 11.13% pick rate. So not many people are playing Magik. She still is like a specialized duelist, I'd say. Maybe not as flashy as the other duelists, and people tend to play them instead. And her ban rate is only 2.46%, and she's only been played in 61,000 matches. So let's take a look at the bottom of the list here for the heroes in competitive that are just not winning games and the worst ones so far. Even though their win rate is not completely terrible, they're still all above 40%, which is not great, but that's not like massively low, but it's still not great. So obviously we've got Black Widow at the bottom. She's only got a 40.43% win rate. Again, she's not banned very often, only a 0.4% ban rate. And yeah, I think that goes without saying. She's okay. I don't think she's strong enough compared to other heroes in the game. You do start to see her more at higher levels though, because as the players with like really good aim start using her, they can get some sort of results with her, but I just don't think that she's really strong at the moment. She needs probably a bit of a rework. She's kind of she's not very good if she gets dove upon. She's too reliant on accuracy and aim. I think the only good news with her is she's not one-shotting people, because that would be absolutely ridiculous. Then we move on to Jeff the Landshark. And again, Jeff is always towards the bottom of competitive win rates. This is just because the other supports bring more to the table. While Jeff has got loads of healing, and his ultimate is pretty good, he doesn't have the ability to respawn teammates. He can't damage boost teammates. He's not the best when it comes to dealing with duelists. So when you start playing in competitive, he's not the most self-sufficient support. And then this is quite interesting, this one. Hawkeye is the hero, literally just above Jeff and Black Widow. And he's only got a 43.14% win rate. Now, the thing with Hawkeye is he's actually still quite good. And I think people think he's been nerfed more than he has. But again, remember, this is stats looking across the entire spectrum of competitive. We're not looking at individual ranks here. This is the combined stats. So, yeah, I mean, take it with a little bit of a pinch of salt. But I think what we can take away here is the heroes that are absolutely dominating right now in competitive are Storm and Rocket. So play both of those. So let's take a look at quick play now. And again, you'll see some interesting stuff here. There's a lot of heroes here with pretty high win rates. And some of them are like massive. Oh, you could even say fantastically high. So Mr. Fantastic is at the top here. Right? He's got a 67.69% win rate in quick play, which is crazy. He's got a 19.38% pick rate. Now, that's obvious because, well, he's a new hero, right? Everyone's going to be picking him. Everyone's going to be playing him. But I think that's just crazy, the fact that his win rate is so high. It must just come down to people, they don't know what the hero does. They don't know what the character does. I think a lot of people are shooting him when he's doing his like damage absorb thing, and then he's just one-shotting people back. But yeah, Mr. Fantastic is doing really well in quick play. Obviously, he's not doing too well in competitive, but he's doing pretty good in quick play. The next hero, again, then, is Spider-Man. 66% win rate on Spider-Man. Again, that's massively high. Yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it? Looking at the heroes in quick play and then thinking about what we've just spoke about in competitive. The difference, you see a lot of these like mobile heroes that are just maybe not getting shut down. But again, quick play is just about playing whatever hero you want, right? Get in there, learn heroes, and then if you want to jump into competitive, you go and do that. And then the third hero here is Moon Knight. And again, Moon Knight, we're not seeing much of him in competitive. I mean, you do see these heroes. It's not like they're not getting played. But Moon Knight did get a massive ultimate, and I feel like we'll see more Moon Knight in competitive as time goes on, because his ultimate buff means that you can literally kill everyone inside Invisible Woman's ultimate, and now her ultimate is really strong as well, and I do think Invisible Woman is really good as well. But Moon Knight is just crazy. You can just kill through those support ultimates that are keeping you alive. I'm not sure whether he can do it through Lunar Snow, but he can do it through Mantis. I mean, he'll just kill everybody. So yeah, he's a bit of the kind of one to watch out for, because you can counter enemy ultimates, especially support ultimates. And then the hero with the fourth highest win rate is Invisible Woman, 64.54%. Pretty close, to be honest, to Mr. Fantastic at 67%. And yeah, pick rate of 38%. So like literally the most popular hero we're looking at in the game at the moment in quick play. And yeah, now you've got to remember as well, these statistics, it's not every single game that's being played. It's only the stats that can be pulled by Rivals meta. So obviously the developers will have all of the stats for all of the games. And the one thing the devs actually do is they release the hot heroes list at the end of the season. So they show you what heroes were good in the past season. Now this is kind of okay, because what this does is two things. It says these heroes were strong and these heroes are weak. So when then you look at the buffs that are coming out for the next season, then you can kind of go, okay, well, they've buffed this hero because they were towards the bottom of the win rate ladder with the official statistics. So I think that's the reason why they've put that out. But for me personally, it's just kind of, it's interesting to look at that. But it's kind of not relevant because the game has changed. Players changed, the patch notes changed, the buffs, the nerfs, and the balance all changes. And obviously we've got new game modes, new maps, and all that stuff comes into effect, and new heroes as well. But I do think it's quite interesting to look back at that and kind of reference it. But let's talk about the heroes with the lowest win rate in quick play. So Magneto is at the bottom. He's got a 30% win rate in quick play, which is odd because Magneto is really good in competitive. But it just goes to show you he's maybe not the most flashy tank hero. I think there's more Venom tanks out there in competitive, and Hulk mains and things like that. In quick play, I should say. They're just more flashy tanks. Faster, they feel better to play, I suppose. Although I do think Magneto's really good. I mean, for me, the two tanks that I play be Doctor Strange and Magneto. Black Widow, again, is down at the bottom. Now, she's kind of the only one that across both of the data sets we've got here is right at the bottom. And again, I think this just shows she needs a rework, really. I don't think it's priority. I think she's okay to stay how she is right now. But I wouldn't be surprised if the devs come out and say we're going to rework Black Widow at some point. Then we've got Loki, which Loki's really good as well in competitive. But we're not seeing much Loki usage at the moment in quick play. Only 37% usage at the moment. And yeah, then we go to Namor, Mantis, Jeff, Penny Parker, Doctor Strange, and we start going up the list. But I do think it's interesting to go over all of this stuff, because what it does is it gives us a bit of an indicator as to the heroes that are the strongest right now. To go back to what we discussed at the top of the video, when we look at the heroes in competitive, you look at Storm, it's obvious that Storm is really powerful. I think basically everybody's tier list out there has got Storm as an S tier hero because she straight up is. Her ultimate's really strong and her damage is really strong. One of the crazy things with Storm is you almost want to not fly, because when you're flying in the air, you're kind of easy to kill. If you're on the floor, because Storm's primary attack goes through targets, you actually do massive amounts of damage to the enemy team. So sort of running around on the... Well, she doesn't run around. She still flies, but you get what I'm saying. You're low to the ground, doing massive amounts of damage. Your ultimate's available. It's very easy to get value with the ultimate. You pop it, go to the back line and kill them. And because it's been buffed, then you retain a load of health after you come out of the hurricane or the storm phase or whatever it's called. Then that's like, you know, you can get away, get back to your team. Again, like we said, Rocket is really good because he's got a massive amount of healing and he can res teammates basically every fight. And yeah, I just think it's interesting to look at. I do think there's one kind of outlier, and that's Thor. Thor has been buffed this season, and I thought Thor would be a little bit higher, but he's still actually got a 52% win rate, which is pretty good. So yeah, I'd watch out for Thor. Captain America as well has also been buffed, but he's got a 51% win rate in competitive. I think he's a bit hard to use, but again, as players get better, they'll work out how to use these heroes, and I think we might see a bit of a resurgence. Alright guys, thanks for watching today's video. Let me know what you think is the strongest hero in the game right now. I'd like to actually know like what you think would be the strongest hero on console in competitive, and what do you think are the strongest heroes you've played against in PC in competitive, and also in quick play. It'd be interesting because I think some heroes are going to be a lot stronger on console than they would be on PC. Heroes like Hela, I don't think you're going to get as much value on console because it's going to be a little bit harder to find targets and aim. Whereas on PC, obviously, she's really strong. And again, you still see her getting banned out quite a lot in competitive. Alright guys, I'll leave the video at that. Remember, if you did enjoy the video, then do like the video. It helps a lot. And yeah, you can subscribe to the channel. Follow me on everything, which is @Stylosa. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next video. See you soon.